just quickly address our stream over here. That if you are a mod, if you could quickly link the twitch.tv/Ascended Starcraft for the alternative streams that are outside of Ding It for these fine folks at ASL, it'd be greatly appreciated, as apparently they've been trying to, but they're getting timed out because Nightbot is a cruel master. But that aside, welcome back to the Ascended Starcraft. This is the Prime League, guys. This is the Prime League for 2015, Group C. We're in the winner's match right now. I'm casting with Zombie Grub, and spawning here in the top right corner of the map, it's going to be the green, a Terran player, Startails aLive.
The bottom left as the red Zerg player, it's Axiom's Impact.
Man, is this ASL or is this the Olympic League Zombie Grub? I can't tell with a match like this.
Oh, you. There's been a lot of jokes tonight. You see the 10 of the 10s I was given in chat? You'd have been so proud.
High five and a million angels.
Yeah, it's going down.
Well, what's really cool about this is Impact's made it to the winners match. This is really nice. He's honestly, in the last few times we've cast him, not really had a lot of success with tournament play. But today's looking good. I don't know if it's just the confidence of making it back to the GSL, making it through the Code A qualifiers or not. But at the same time, aLive is a player who is, I think, always been good with everything except his missile turrets. We tend to love to mock those. Shy of that, though, he's a very strong player. And what he's doing right now is really cute. This bunker is obviously not in range of the hatchery guys, but it is a safe spot for this Reaper to retreat to and heal up. The Queen can't quite get that easy kill like normal on the drone. Oh, almost goes down, but the split second build. We'll see if we can keep that alive afterwards, though. It's in range of the bunker, I think.
Yep. Yeah, he gets away. He's good. It's fine. Yeah, it's only going to be 2 Reapers. Oh, no. Never mind. The Reaper is on the way. I think usually, even if you're planning to go 2 Reapers or even 1 Reaper, if you get that bunker down, go 3 Reapers. Why not?
Oh man, I think someone's trolling me. I thought I had things muted again, and I was like, oh no, not again, not twice in the same night. But we're good. So the second Reaper comes over. This is really annoying. A third Reaper on the way. It just seems to be the trend that any map that has a really large entrance with multiple access points, you know, Expedition Lost, for example, it's a pretty wide main, but there's only one way to actually get up there with Reapers. Whereas this map, it's perfect. It's built for it. There's multiple angles of approach. There's a really wide area to cover, and this bunker is just irritating, to say the least, for Impact to deal with. It's not devastating. It's not in the range of a natural hatchery. It's not forcing his hands, and I really like that he's not overreacting to it, but it is a nuisance nonetheless.
Yeah. For sure. You know, if he loses even 1 queen, that bunker is so worth it. I mean, technically it already is, because it's probably going to be salvaged. Well, maybe not, depending on how quickly aLive wants to give it up. But even still, 100 minerals, totally worth a queen. It looks like he's not going to get it, though. Those Reapers are pretty weak, and it is getting around that time where you're going to finally want to bust the bunker.
Yeah, well, the nice thing, though, is for Impact, in the back of his mind, he knows, okay, that's 3 Reapers, that's 150 gas. You're not exactly rushing me with Banshees here. And behind this, of course, it's not the case. There's more Raxus coming down, which I find really interesting.
Oh, yeah, very interesting. Oh, I think what's a bit of a bummer is that they were scouted immediately.
Yeah. Oh, Lord, hype out of Impact. Now, it's not so strange to see 3 Raxus come down. You want production as a Terran player. But one of the biggest things for Impact that we've seen over time is he's got to be one of the smartest Zerg players I've ever seen. He recognizes builds very quickly. He's really good at knowing how to counter them. He comes prepared to almost every game he ever plays with a plan ahead of time. And I think one of the biggest things he's going to see off this is the fact that there's no 3rd CC. You know, forget the fact that it's 2 Raxes. Maybe this was a starport or something instead. For him, no 3rd CC is a huge difference in the way he'll play this game out. Because Secret Spring as well has this really stupid gimmick, right, where you can only attack down one part of the map anyway. So if he was going to go for an all-in, it'd be kind of hard to pull off in the first place.
Yeah. That's true. Okay, so I was wondering what variation this was, and it is going to be a Hellbats combat shield attack, which I think this is definitely, I may have seen it once before, but it's definitely the more rare of the Hellbat attacks, meaning like the 6 Marine Hellbats, so you have the Hellbat Banshee, you have just Hellbats, you even have Hellbats that include Medivacs, but to go ahead and go for 3 Rax Hellbats is a bit of a difference, and I wonder if Impact's going to be, you know, thinking of that, because he didn't see the armory. He saw barracks.
He does have a Baneless given it. Now, unfortunately, Spinecore's going on the low gun. I am not a fan of this, because he doesn't have that many transfuses ready just yet. If he did, then I think this would be a really cool move, but the lane's rushing out. They're going to hit before the armory's done. No Hellbats to be had. It's 63, 64, 65. Armory's done. Hellbats maybe. He's doing a good job cutting this round with the Hellion so far, but Oh man, Impact threw away all of his lings, which means there's no banelings to pre-make. Or no Zerglings left, sorry, to pre-make into banelings. And if these are Hellbats that push, it's not going to be an easy way to deal with them.
Yeah, that was it was high risk, but it also could have been very high reward to get rid of all the Hellions where they can turn into Hellbats, if that is what he's thinking, you know, because I still don't think he knows the army.
Shields.
Yeah, there's combat shields.
Oh, but
you know what?
aLive doesn't know about the third base for Impact either.
I can't tell. Like, this isn't quite like a kill move, because he's getting a third CC behind this, but usually if you can't get the main kill, you do get the third. Yeah,
we'll see if that actually ends up being the point. He sprints his queens out really nicely. The Banelings will get some okay connections, almost get on top of those Marines, but he needs more Banelings. And unfortunately, the ones that are being made are being picked off directly upon birth. 2 queens running back to the main, going to try and push this back a little bit, but 28 lings on the way, and 28 lings are probably going to get fried alive by 2 more Hellbats.
I'm not sure what...
He scouted the Raxus. Like, I'm a little bit surprised he ended up so prepared for this push.
It had to do with those lings that he used. Like, if he had not, if he had made the banelings, played it safe, played, like, you know, again, that high risk, high reward didn't pay it off, he would have dealt with everything fairly easily.
I feel like there's a lot of overconfidence coming into this too. Like, he thought, okay, I've got lings, I've got spine crawler, I don't need to worry about anything else. And the fact they never actually saw the armory come down and just thought that was earlier barracks aggression, he may have thought, like, okay, it's just Marines, who cares? But obviously not the case. And he is struggling to hold on. Now, he's held on to a good drone count behind this. Queens are still popping, but the production of Hellbats and Hellions is going to outmatch anything Impact can do in this regard back at home. So these lings are just coming out to die. It might be, you know what? I wonder if it would have been better to just sacrifice so much here in the main and made like 8 banelings in the natural. Because there's just no way to easily clean this up without those banelings. One hit finally goes off, takes out a lot of the Marines. This becomes a little more manageable. Not quite out of the woods just yet, but yeah, he is on that third base, and I think that's probably the most critical thing behind all of this. Because his drone count didn't suffer devastatingly. It hurts. He lost about 8, but he's not out of the game.
It's not about the drones lost, it's about the drones not made. Being down 13 is pretty bad. If he can delay aLive's own third for a fairly long time, which I just don't know is going to happen, now with Hellbats, you know, they get literally 2 Hellbats in the mineral of the third, and you're safe from everything that Impact has. I don't see that happening, and as such, Impact's life here is not looking so great. He has to do something really good to come back, and he only has 1 tool, Banelings, well, 2 Banelings and Lings.
Well, we have a very specific request here. I'm going to have to just go ahead and adhere to. Lord Asium donates some dollar bills, $50. Wants me to split it with Zombie Grub, but also says, "Could you please pimp?" Is this that? Hang on, let me check the website right. aSLStarcraft.com. I guess I'm not sure if he's part of the production or if he's just a big fan, but the ASL guys, just a quick note, I mean, a lot of you who are watching probably already know them, but maybe some of you don't. They've been around for a while running combination amateur leagues and building up these bigger and bigger leagues, and I believe right now their deal with Ding It has got them possibly, and I could be wrong, that's the biggest prize pool they've had yet. Either way, it's really cool to see that they're still in action, and I have no problem, once again, advertising to check out aSLStarcraft.com. Even if you don't want to follow the stream because it's on a different platform that you might be comfortable with, they're still good people, and it's worth checking out, aSLStarcraft.com. I hope that was good. I don't know. But, yeah, so this got a little bit messy for Impact in the early game, but he's recovered off this really nicely. Now, Drop was off in the third base, but the Bailey's are already here, and he catches the good
shot. You get that medevac!
Oh! Is there another creature waiting? Yes, she is! Yes, she is! That medevac is not getting anywhere near the ground anytime soon.
That could be so helpful. Because sure, he's recovering, you know, the way that you can try your best, but it's not great. He's down by 40 supply. All of that is an army. His upgrades will surprisingly be just a little bit farther ahead than aLive's. Just like 10 seconds. Oh, never mind. Because +2 started and Impacts didn't. So there's the killing blow right there.
Yeah, this supply difference is hard to look at too. Normally the Banelings could even this out if they had speed, but there's no speed. He's pre-split on creep. If he can defend both those drops miraculously while this goes on, I think Impact could direct his attention to take on the main force. But he's also going to go for a counterattack. Saying, oh, the best defense is good offense, so I guess. Hopefully catch a lot of SCVs. He'll get a lot of the fresh mules over here, but there's a lot of rallied Marines ready to fight. Good game. Good game.
You know what's so weird about that? I was just thinking, watching that push, because I don't see that specific type of help.
Welcome back. We're actually not ready to go just yet, because I had to, oh dear, I've broken things on my end, so, just give me a sec here. This is, This is why I don't typically do things on the fly. This is my bad. One moment. We got this really sick banner I wanted to get up.
This production is so low quality, I'm gonna leave the stream right now.
Are you embarrassed right now? Is that what's happening? Why do I have a Pokestar? I'm sorry. What I'm trying to do is I've got this really cool ASL overlay to add to this, but I'm going through my Skype received files, and I have a naked picture of Frank from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and I don't know where this came from.
Well, you know. Could have been weirder.
No, it couldn't be because it's the episode where he slimed up and gross. I don't know who sent me this, but I want to thank them because that was the great episode. Anyways, where is this thing to put on? Nope, that's the wrong image. Let's get the correct one. There we go. That looks really nice and sexy. So let me just go put this down here for you all. You can now figure out where to go to see more ASL StarCraft and all this jazz. I sized that up correctly. Boom, I guess they got a Patreon page, they got a StarCraft page, a YouTube page, Twitter page, and all that stuff aside. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Ascended StarCraft. Wait, is it the Ascended StarCraft League or the Ascended Star League, man? I should know this, but I don't. Yes, I thought so. This is the Ascended Star League 2015. As I said during the break to our production manager here, Saber, I've pretty much given up at this point, and I apologize profusely. That being said, we're in the winners match of the Group C. Spawning in the bottom right corner of the map, it's going to be with the latest introduction of all time, Axiom's Impact.
That only took 3 minutes.
Shut up! Go!
In the middle left, already done with his expansion. It's the Red Terran alive.
Look, this is like 50% my fault, 50% how long it took to get going anyways, okay? It's
Okay, alright.
Anyways, my apologies. But again, guys, part of tonight is to raise awareness of the Ascended Star League. So if you guys haven't heard of them before, maybe you like the matches you're seeing, there's a lot more really good games to be had. I highly recommend checking out all the information on Team Liquid, where you can watch the streams at, because they won't be available here on twitch.tv/BaseTradeTV. This is a once-in-a-blue-moon type thing. And, of course, you can hopefully follow them at aslstarcraft.com. Learn more about these fine folks who have been putting on leagues for a long time, and not just they've only just recently started really getting to the super pro scene. You know, I think last season they had Parting as a champion, and that's really cool. But I know these guys had humble beginnings with lower league games. Some of our friends were being cast in the initial births of the ASL StarCraft. So it's really cool that they've come quite so far, and I am more than happy to help advertise them at this point. That being said, casting on their channel as well, because there's a little bit awkward dual productions going on. We have Impact lose an Overlord to start, and that kind of sucks. Not just because you lose the scouting, but as we see, that supply blocks him really early in the game.
Yeah, it's quite a heavy supply block. I guess, I feel like when this happens at this time, you just take your third anyways. It's around 6 minutes, right? Like, No, you actually want to use your larva as quickly as possible. As a really bad Zerg player myself, Sleet has recently taught me, because he was nice enough to do that, basically just use your larva first and everything else second, so... Otherwise, it just bangs up, and it's kind of useless. And it looks like Impact was planning on going for a 2-base layer anyway, so that works out.
Yeah, actually, it's funny. We didn't really talk about this, but it's Impact after all. This is his MO, his go-to. We've seen him do more 2-base Mutalisk openers than anybody else, and most of the time it's the counter 2-base Hellbat pushes out of Terran players. So whether this was as a result of what happened in Game 1, or whether this is just simply his go-to, I think it's a really smart move against the way aLive was playing in that last game.
Yeah, it's going to be very helpful against these Banshees. The Banshees usually hit before the mutas are out, but then you don't have to worry about them coming back, or usually you do kill them so they're not there to snipe off those key banelings that we sometimes see happen when the real medevac push comes. We also have the option of Impact trying to be very aggressive with the 2-base layer. We already see a couple of lings, well, 2 handfuls, I guess, of lings going across the map. Just completely going around the Hellions.
I like the sneak attack, though, because he's just going to get here with the depot is down. He gets a full surround on the bunker. It's only got 1 Marine in it. Hellions going to be forced to bring brought back home. The SUs are running to just live. They could go to the main, but if they do, the depots would have to be lowered. He can't afford to lower them right now. He's trying to get this other one up and running, knowing this might die. He's going to try and build a barracks behind it. Really smart moves out of aLive in a very panicked situation. Impact doesn't really... This wasn't a huge costly investment for him. This was a handful of Zerglings. He didn't make a bunch of Banelings and bust through. And I think the most important thing this did is it did bring all the Hellions back home. Ooh, even gets the cancel over there, the kill part of me. It runs through to the main. Oh, can you kill the Marine and sneak in some Banelings later?
That's actually super painful. it's just so hard to compensate for losing one barracks. I guess he had another one anyway.
It's better than losing like a factory or starport, though. The barracks is at least just flat metals. I mean, I think you know of anybody like early game, Terran. You got to manage your gas very delicately. You can't just pump like 3 extra stargates or starports, pardon me, out of nowhere.
Yeah, yeah. Isn't it amazing how like 20 lings bunched up against Hellions is no big problem, but like 10 lings in every base and suddenly it's like the worst thing in the world. Like you may as well GG. Like what are lings?
You know what it is?
Anyways,
Hellions have like one of the slower attacks in the game. It's just really hard to react and not clumped up.
Yeah, it's just that lings are super annoying and they're super small, so you don't even see them. That's what they're like ants. Well, the Banshee Harass, I don't think has been doing too much damage. This one just dies. There you go. The other one almost died, got only 2 kills.
Yeah, not the greatest start here for aLive, but I'm kind of liking this for Impact too, because his Mutalisks are on the way. He's got upgrades going for him. He didn't have to invest in a lot of banelings early on, so that gas kind of goes wherever he wants right now. And I got to be honest with you, Simon, I'm really interested to see a game 3 between these two more than anything else. Like I don't really care that Impact wins this game because Impact wins the game. I just want to see a third match because I love TVZ.
Well, of course, everyone loves TVZ.
Well, except the dirty Protoss out there.
Ugh.
Oh, there's that bias. Oh.
I don't know, man. Even Protosses are admitting that's a pretty fun matchup. Anyways, the Mutas are going to start not really dealing damage but being very annoying. Impact is great with the Mutas. You know, if he had Mutas in that last game, I actually might have been on his side. Been like, no, we can bring it back. No, really. This guy's really good with them. But this is kind of like a flip scenario of the last game. Like, maybe it's not as bad for aLive as it was for Impact. Definitely not, I would say. But it's like the control is very much so in one person's hand. Where usually, you know, if something goes on TVZ, we can't decide that until well into like, 12 minutes. Who's really going to control the map? But that was close.
I thought that was going to be one of those instances where BS What a Mine Shot goes off. You're like, that was way out of range. No way that gets off. But he'll catch the Banshee here for a moment. This will be really nice.
Third Banshee?
I really think this was meant to catch him off guard. But you know what? We always make fun of this. It's like one of the few times aLive's missile turret placements are playing off really nicely.
Oh, that was just the Banshee that survived, so alright. Yeah, well, here's the problem, right? Like, you think it's sick mind games, and maybe sometimes it is, but then they do risk going behind the enemy lines, and they have no problem with it.
Yeah, so this is the problem with aLive's missile turret placements. We actually... I think we use aLive turrets as reference more than we even use Artosis pylons nowadays, but by putting them off to the side, yes, it protects your gases, but it doesn't protect your minerals, and that's the problem with the Mutalisks coming in, because you can't repair. But none of that matters for now, because we have the Assault on the front lines. One of mine's nicely placed, but also getting baited out. A lot of them are on cooldown at the moment. And this cliff is going to be a little bit annoying for Impact to deal with, but that's only for the banelings. The Mutalisks can go wherever they'd like.
Ooh, oh my god, aLive. Oh, yeah, no third CC. Wait,
he's just rallying. Yeah, he's looking for a kill move here. If he can kill Impact's third, this will be kind of worth it, but it's going to be very difficult to pull that off. That's high ground, low ground, though. Advantage is huge.
I just assumed that he had been playing normally because this hit at a rather normal timing. In fact, a little bit late because I figured, well, there was lings. But now, this being a 2-base all-in effectively, I feel like this is even like a worse timing. You know, it's not really timing anymore. I mean, one is finished, while aLive only has one, intentionally so for the build. He has no like advantage because of Metavax, and Mutas have been out this entire time. The only advantage I really see is that he has this ledge to abuse, but it's not like it's not in range of the hatchery, so it's not super abusive.
I am a little bit shocked this didn't go worse for Impact, but the clock is ticking a lot more for aLive right now than it really is for Impact. Oh, there's been a connection on the left, really nice. Because as you mentioned before, no third CC. You can't just rally off of 2 bases all game. You'll eventually mule yourself out of the game. The worker count is just devastating to look at right now. Now, what am I trying to go off on an overseer? Not on any of the banelings who are just chasing through. He might be off of creep, but these splits might be good, but even then, he's moving away from the Mutalisks. He's moving away from the Metavax. And these Mutalisks just clean up everything. GG. Is Group C, and spawned here in the bottom left corner of the map, we have the red Zerg player from Axiom. It's Impact.
What is this drone timing? It is really quite quick. In the top right, as the blue Terran, it's aLive.
And pardon me. I would just like to clarify a couple things so everybody is in the know. Huck, unfortunately, did forfeit in the losers match. There was nothing done about it. It was just simple, I think, time issues. On the East Coast, it is fairly late, and maybe he didn't want to, maybe he had some prior commitments, or I don't know. But due to time and whatever other issues may have arisen, Huck did forfeit. So there was no mysterious trash talk or anything that seems to be rumored in chat here today. It was just a simple matter of, I can't play, this is not a great time, sorry, goodbye. And I'm pretty sure he probably was polite about it too, so don't you guys worry. You'll see Huck again sometime, somewhere down the line in another tournament.
Still confused. I guess he was just searching to see if there was going to be a 2-Rax and looking to really like shut it down hardcore, but not so.
Maybe, I mean, there's not a lot you can really do, I feel like, with a hatchery block and Expedition Lost. Maybe there's the off chance that aLive would build his first depot really close and greedy, and he could have snuck to the south part of the base for a hatchery, but you're right. This was just, I think, Impact checking for cheese, not wanting to have to play the rematch versus Soxrey due to lack of scouting.
Yeah, there was a time where proxy hatches at the natural for Terran was a big deal. People were losing to it just straight up, but that's really come and gone. And the funny thing about drone scouting like that is that, you know, you think, oh my god, he's doing a 14cc, like let me go ahead and like proxy hatch. If that's so badly timed that throwing on a Rax instead is that bad, plus you can just put your CC in the main anyways, because hey, it's Terran, you can lift. So people have just not done that anymore. But it would have been interesting to see. Instead, we have a lame old regular TVZ. Who even likes this matchup?
Stupid standard play. That's what the S stands for.
in
standard play.
Oh. I was like in TVZ.
Yeah, in TVZ, the S stands for stupid.
There is this verse, man. There's an S in there. I would have backed you up, okay, if you had been mistaken. Just
and
saying.
the I stands for I'm right.
The I stands for I in team. Wait, what?
Okay. Alright, so he actually went to hunt the Overlord down. I kind of like that move out of aLive. A lot of Terran players won't do this because if there are lings on the map, you basically give away these 2 Marines and don't even get a guaranteed kill on the Overlord. So, it's unfortunate. Impact did sneak that around, but I guess my question for this map goes, does this game end because somebody out macros another? It was a cool standard game, you know, good control, this, that, the other, or does the terrain really get used in this? I'm of course not just referencing the back rocks in this, but the way the base layouts go too. There's weird high ground vision over here if you decide to expand vertically. It's really far and extended away if you expand horizontally. For either player, this map can just be a headache to take expansions on.
Yep. We do have Impact going for that 2-base layer and aLive going for Banshees again. So very similar to last game. I'd really hope to see a game where they just don't do game-ending damage in the beginning and play a very solid macro game. But we might not have that. Again, aLive, had he been doing just a normal build, he would have been hurt because the Ling run by and the mutas being a headache, but I think it still would have gone on normally. But he decided not to get a 3rd CC and no second engineering bay and did that push. And
you know, that... Yeah, we were wondering a lot if that was like the consequence of like the Ling slipping by early, right?
Yeah.
But the other thing too is like aLive in the history of what we've seen on him too, he's a pretty aggressive player, and maybe the thought was he didn't do enough damage in the early game, so he didn't want to try and take it to the late game versus Impact. You know, if you don't really cripple that economy or force out too many Lings instead of drones, you're gonna have a really hard time playing in an open area against a lot of Lings and Banelings.
Yeah, well, especially the mutas too, right? Like Hitler is already a pretty good muta map. Impact's good with mutas, and if you're not pushing them and they've had 8 minutes or something extreme like that, just get the mutas pretty early, right? To get like 30 mutas, you're just screwed anyways. Like why even bother? So it does make sense in one hand, but on the other, it did end up being kind of a lackluster TVZ, right? Could have hyped up that push more, but with the way Impact was prepared for it and the way they was handling it too. I mean, there were some really nice Ling baits and muta kills on those Widow Mines. It never looked all that promising. But we'll see what he can do with a Hellbat push again.
But Impact's going to do the same tactics. This time they get revealed by the Hellions. Last time he was able to sneak around, and that was really cool to see, but this time I don't think it's really going to get much done. Now the Banshee's also heading towards the main. A little bit painful, but a Spore Crawler's on the way, so it won't be super devastating damage. Yeah. You know, the depots are raised! Hallelujah!
Oh no! Yeah. I mean, it's things you're going to have anyway. They're usually keeping the Hellions off the back of your queens, and maybe they can get us around. So it's not like it's going to be wasted minerals here. The meters are about to be started. There we go. So not too long until they pop. Banshees are dealt with, but the Hellbats are on the 3rd. They can kill that.
They will kill that. It's not even a question of could. It's going to be painful. But the Mutas are on the way, and what's nice is, okay, it's a third base. It's not like he lost 14 drones behind this, and the Queen died defending with a Spine Crawler. It's just the base. You can recover off of this. He, in fact, takes the other base here in the north, and while there's a Banshee here looking to be annoying, those Mutas are seconds from hatching. And I'm not sure if Overseers are out just yet. Might need to make one.
Where did the Mutas go? Oh, the Mutas aren't deciding. They're deciding to just go ahead and attack, which might be a good move. There are 6 missile starts on the way.
But they're on. He's going to get canceled on at least 2, maybe?
Just the one then.
Okay, well, what is that? A 50 out of 25 out of 25? Sorry.
That's kind of silly.
I feel like I absorbed the anger of the players. Like, they're sitting there all calm, like, okay, well, that happens. And I'm just like, no, that's bullshit. I can't believe the turn is complete.
Oh,
is he going to get stim? Oh, no, the SCVs.
No, he's not gonna.
Oh, thank God for the SCV pull. If he didn't pull those SCVs, this was going to be really bad news bears for aLive. But still picking off SCVs through this attack. Maybe not denying stim pack. That would have been the biggest cost. But picking off SCVs, there's a third orbital down. It's a much different game than what we had before. But he's going back for the attack lab. He might be able to get it if he focuses it. Doesn't realize how close that is to finishing, though. And
you big control, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Wait, Stim's going to finish.
But he's going to lose another third base while this goes on. Is it going to be worth it?
I don't know. I don't think so.
He hasn't really devastated this, but he did pick off a lot of workers mining. Gas, pardon me, more specifically. So, really hindering into the medevac production and possible upgrades coming out of aLive. He's not exactly thirsty for gas just yet, but other side of the map, he is going to lose that base, and a couple drones will die with this one. Rocks were not taken down, and looks like we got a small Baneling buzz ready to go at the front. Combat Shields is going to get denied, though. This is pretty big for dealing with the Banelings.
Yeah, I love this move from Impact. Oh, okay, and also a double expand. Wow, Impact is doing everything.
Oh, what am I... Can we just talk about how this was a low amount of like this was 5 to 8 mutalisks that did so much damage. Normally you expect 12 or 20, but Banelings go through the front of the base. We sort of missed the explosion going off there, but there's no defense over here. All what little Marines there are, we're chasing around in the main for this mutalist. Hellions running back home. Stop putting pressure on that third. That's a good feeling. But this could have got much worse if he didn't respond. Sweet.
Oh, not a good time to send the Banelings over. Just keep them at home. Just keep them at home.
Shake what your mama gave you.
Okay, so this game has been a little odd. I mean, Impact just lost 2 bases. He did a lot of damage, though, and for the mutas that he lost, if nothing else had happened, I'd be like, that's fine. But losing 600 minerals is kind of a big deal. He does double expand, and he's at an okay-ish drone count. I'd feel better if he was already at 70. It's not like he's rolling in dough here.
Yeah, I liked actually they went for that far one in the bottom right, though. It's very unexpected, so I doubt aLive would exactly dive.
I don't know. That's true, but if the game goes on, then we talked about this with Kraus, right? This base seems to be so much better for the Terran if they take that base.
I thought you were going to talk about how medevac drops go. That's my bad.
Oh, I was like, huh? No, yeah, so both medevacs, but also the fact that your rally just goes right to your 4th, the Zerg's 4th.
I think it's the first time we've been that out of sync on a point in like a long time. That's kind of a good thing, though.
We'll blame the fact that it's double production day or something.
No, it's just good because it means that like we are human. It's not getting too weird up.
You've all been deceived.
Yeah, the robot, the guise of us never sleeping. Guess what, guys? We actually do sleep. Oh, burrowed families. I don't know if he saw. Okay, he did. Nice scans to catch this. Was putting the Hellbats on it. Did pull back because realizing, oh yeah, that's right, they explode when they die. But even before CO scans for 2 Banelings, the scan alone is enough damage. But do you still are gonna hit the Marines? Oh, yes. Nice connects. Get some of the Hellbats too. Round 2. Oh, wait. Okay, well, not so good. Still, though, he took out a lot of the Marines, which means the Mutalisks have a little bit more leeway than they did before. And this is not a great count of Mutalisks, but I think with the Banelings underneath this, he should be able to hold this base. In fact, even coming on the left side with a couple of these Banelings, looking fantastic here for aLive, or for Impact, as aLive is chased back. If he picks up, he's going to die in those medevacs. He knows this as well, so everything on the ground goes down. A couple of Hellbats remain, but that's really about it. And this was actually his defense, too, not just his attack. This was also his defense. There's nothing to defend his third base. He knocked down these rocks without a full wall up at the top of the ramp. Oh, no. Oh, no.
That is the slippery slope, I suppose. And,
I think Impact's, he's not quite won this game just yet, but he's getting really close to it. It's getting worse and worse for aLive.
Oh, I think that he has. He's up for resupply. Half of that is in just pure armies, on top of Terran production.
He sits on top of Stim Marines. He sits in range from a missile turret. He's choked in that ramp, or in that little Sim City between the barracks and the starport there. He gets a good hit on the SCVs, but a lot of power of those Mutilas stripped away in this attack.
I still don't mind it. Luck of the third base is huge.
Right, but he's behind in upgrades. He's not even started his 2-2. The Mutalisks are gone with this attack. I mean, the same way that aLive lost everything on that drop attack, Impact lost everything on the counter attack. I definitely feel better for Impact due to the 70 drone count, but this is a really scary time where he may lose the 4th this time around. He doesn't quite have that bailing count from before. He can't abuse the Mutalisk to come in, and aLive is pushing with a very hefty force.
Well, even if he loses the 4th, he's still okay. He's still up 1 base. He's gonna have to. aLive's gonna have to scan for the Baneling bombs. Either he's gonna take one to the face because he doesn't scan, or he's gonna scan and use up the minerals, the mules. Eventually, he can move over his main command center to be his 3rd, but it's not quite at that time.
4th base goes down too.
Yeah, he just re-expands, man. Chew it up.
I mean, this is a hell of a lot of Banelings, and there could be that one big powerful push that maybe ends the game, but the Mutalisk went to cut off reinforcements. That was a really nice move. Stops the rally. Now it's only about 3 medevacs worth of Marines he has to deal with. Wouldn't not quite getting his God mode hits that they're hoping for.
Yeah, they kind of need. aLive did clump up his units, though, for reinforcements. The mutas aren't doing as good of a job as they were. A lot more lings are on the way. Impact did re-expand to the 4th base on the other side. That's going to be pretty much untouched. I don't think aLive's going to be able to spare a drop here.
Kind of cool moves with the Banelings. Didn't quite get it. Lings over the counterattack, but man, Zombie with those upgrades for these Marines, it's the Banelings are always going to do good damage. Oh, Scumbag! What did that even go off on?
I know! What was that?
What is? I really feel like all Widowmines are built with a factory defect. Like 1 in 70 Widowmines are just built to be evil. They're like, yeah, it totally. I went for the Banelings in that engagement. It definitely wasn't aiming for the Marines.
You think that happened more while the factory's being like under attack? It would just start messing up all the Widowmines?
Maybe, I don't know. But okay, we do have the counterattack on Impact getting the natural base because a lot of SCVs will just design. But this Baneling attack finally going to come through. It looks like he will push this back. Widowmines still not getting the shots they need, and a small amount of Mutalisks remain, but that's all he really needs.
I mean, the counterattack was also brilliant, but even without the counterattack, the situations like that never seem to go in the favor of the Terran unless they have a really overwhelming, supply, because they're the ones that are in a hurry. And if you're in a hurry, you're going up ramps and on a creep. So Banelings are always pretty good.
Well, that was a fantastic series out of aLive and Impact. We definitely have to celebrate Impact making it through to the round of 16 for the ASL Prime series. So congratulations, Impact. Woo! Of course, you guys can follow more of the action on ASLStarcraft.com.